exciting. When you have a look at the Under, by the way, the man on top there from Turkey, he's going to be coming out first, the top qualifier. But several of these men have already picked up medals in other disciplines at this World Cup. You've got the Chinese competitor was a silver medalist on the rings. The Japanese competitor silver medalist on the floor. It's going to be a very hot P-bar final.
That's right. We're in for a treat, and a lot of athletes coming in with big difficulties. And you mentioned there China's Hao Yu. He's coming in with the biggest. He only qualified in third position, but he's my pick for tonight, and I think he can really do some damage.
So here they come. First up, Mitchell Morgan's the Australian. Onda is first up. Morgan's is last. There's your pick. Silver in the high bar at this event last year. So, Under, as I mentioned, the top qualifier. He's bringing a 14.466 through, but of course it doesn't count. It's all irrelevant, really. It's just where they've scored. You don't carry it into the event. It's all about how they perform this evening.
That's right, clean slate here on the P-Bars finals. And the judge's job is just to rank the athletes correctly, regardless of where the scores are. Best routine needs to be on the top dice at the end of the day. So on the parallel bars, we'll be seeing a number of different elements. You'll see elements in the hanging position, in the support position, also in the upper arm position, and once again that beautiful dismount to cap it off. There are special requirements, and each athlete needs to perform at least one from each of those groups to get the 0.5 special requirement bonus.
But of course, they can, depending on how they combine the different elements, is how they can lift their difficulty score, isn't it? So it's much different to how it once was, 20, 30 years ago. You're looking at both, the way they execute and their degree of difficulty being scored together.
So you'll see here Onda preparing those parallel bars. Generally just start with cleaning off the chalk that's on there so it's a little bit smooth there. And then apply some honey, water, whatever they need to get a bit of tack on that. And then plenty of chalk. You can see the coach helping him there, getting chalk onto that bar. Unlike the rings or the high bar or the uneven bars that we saw today where the girls and guys are wearing leather grips to help them hold onto the bar, here it's bare skin. And so they need to make sure there's plenty of tack to get the grip on those bars. You'll see a little bit of a slower start here. The athletes that perform first in the finals on parallel bars get a little bit of leeway, a bit of extra time from the judges to get these bars 100% correct. After that, generally the second competitor has 2 minutes between routines to get his bars prepared. So a little bit of extra time here, a bit of leeway before that green flag goes up, and then 30 seconds to start that routine.
There's the honey there just in front of him as well. And not wearing any padding in terms of his biceps. As you mentioned, they hit the bars mighty hard, don't they, coming down?
That's right. The judge just hesitating slightly. Good judge here, just giving him a little bit of extra time because he's watching the athlete. He needs to know that he has to prepare properly.
Under about to get underway, the top qualifier.
Just using a board here to get a little bit of extra height. Athletes are allowed to do that, but they don't need to use it. Into that upper arm position. Quick whip it to handstand. No hesitation at all. Call that a Felga into the Healy there. Very difficult combination. And then a separate Healy. Very nice. It's all about being smooth on the parallel bars, showing zero hesitation into those skills. And up into the handstand here for the press. Beautiful studs. Double front with the half turn and slight step on the landing. All in all, that was a very, very clean from Onda, a routine from Onda there. And his judge is happy with it. You can see here the upper bar skill. You start in the upper bar and perform a movement out of that.
And you can just tell that he's such a strong worker on this apparatus. So clean, showing off all those lines and makes it look so effortless.
That's right, just for performing 2 Heelys there. This one very difficult. You go to left or right on those rails and you'll take off a finger. Double front, this is where he came slightly unstuck. Nearly collecting the upright there as well. That's a memento you don't want to take home with you.
It'll cost him a little. We'll stand by for his score. Ariashiki won't get the go-ahead until that the judges have completed their work. Of course, the top score and the bottom score both get thrown out.
That's right. So the execution judges, which start from a 10.0, and then from there they'll take off their execution deductions, messy legs, steps on landings, not catching your skills right in handstand when they need to. They'll take those deductions off that 10.0. That gives you your execution score. Add on top of that your difficulty to get your final score. And we can see here a 14.633 for Onda.
So it's just slightly behind his qualification score. So 14.633. Oh no, sorry, it's slightly ahead of his qualification score, I should say. His qualification was 14.466. So that's a slight improvement. He came in ranked 1, and he's obviously as the first competitor, whatever he scored, he was going to be ranked 1, but he's put a good one up. Ariashiki now.
Quick whip, but a little bit of an arm bend there, and using strength to get to handstand. The judges don't like seeing that. And coming unstuck, big arch through in that handstand. That'll cost him. You see athletes traveling to the end of the bar. They like to use the end because it really whips you up into the air, using all of the bounce of the bar and that to pelt. Front sort 3/4, plenty of damage through the arms there. Very difficult dismount, catching it nicely.
Well, he took a silver medal home from the floor, but that may not put him in medal contention, you wouldn't think.
No, I don't think that's his night on parallel bars. A couple of errors throughout, a couple of major errors which the judges will definitely pick up on.
He's just 21.
You can see starting in the upper arm position again. And he's bending his elbows through that catch and using strength to get up to handstand. The judges will pick up little 0.1 deductions here and there, almost slipping off with his hand, and that's why he got unstuck and really had to fight for that handstand. You can see just swinging on those bars. Very difficult to keep that grip. And into that to pelt, really whipping himself up. Important to keep those legs off the bar and off the floor as they swing underneath. There we go. That was beautifully performed. Into that dismount. Once again, landing in a forward rotation momentum like that is very difficult, and he caught that nicely. Relatively a young Japanese gymnast. He hasn't been on the international scene for very long.
He'd love to find himself at a home Olympics, though, wouldn't he? 14.066. So, not exactly a bad score either. And he'll be followed by the man who took a silver on the rings last evening. A bronze medalist from Rio, Yu Hao.
And here we go. You can see the strapping on the arms there. There's plenty of upper arm skills, so he needs to protect that skin. Beautiful, no hesitation up into the handstand. And front rise double back, very difficult element there. Hard to generate height off the upper arm. And then beating the arms up once again with that swing double pike backwards. Felger with the half turn. Once again landing in the upper arm position. A little bit of an arm bend there. And he's putting his biceps through the ringer tonight. Healy to the handstand with no hesitation. Finishing up the dismount, double front with a half turn. Beautiful routine there, only a very, very small step on landing. You see the coach is mighty pleased with that.
Definitely one of the more spectacular routines with all those really difficult flight elements, which you can see in the replay.
That's right, this element here, very difficult. So hard to get lift off the upper arms. And then this one here, just so heavy on the arms and the catch. Even when performed correctly, you'll still take a little bit of a bark off.
Yeah, it's no wonder he's wearing the guards, given the type of performance that he's attempting.
And that's where his difficulty comes from. So he had the highest difficulty coming out of qualifying. Here, Tapel keeping those legs off the parallel bars, which is super important. He's winding up for his dismount here. Big front at rise, lots of amplitude. Double front with a half turn, and the legs are completely squeezed in the air, totally tight.
Just skimming that bar on the way down, so quite a close call there, but managed to save it.
That's right, and luckily the judges aren't seeing our view here, and they wouldn't have picked that one up.
So there's the score to beat the 14.633 from Unda. As we stand by to see how the judges scored that. We've got the Kiwi Kudanov coming up next. And we're competing here in Melbourne as a 14-year-old at the Commonwealth Games, the youngest ever to compete for New Zealand at the Commonwealth Games. There he is on screen.
Yeah, Kudanov's been around for a number of years. Spent a number of years over in the USA in the college system there. And now he's back in New Zealand and hoping to find himself at the Olympic Games next year.
He was the first Kiwi to qualify for a World Cup as well. And we have a new leader. He's just getting the news now. 15.066. Yu Hao. How well have you done?
Wow, wow, wow. That is a phenomenal score there. Well above his 14.3 from qualifying, so he has outdone himself tonight.
Yeah, it's the best score we've seen in either qualifying or here in the finals. We're now waiting for Kudanov. He has an element named after him in the high bar. Didn't make the high bar final here.
Another whippet there. It's a little bit of a favourite from the athletes. Felger over to the 1 bar. Let's see if he connects this into the heel. He's just steadying himself and away he goes. Performed beautifully. And big arm bend there. It's going to cost him. McCoot's just catching that one late. Lucky to stay on the bars. And these swing elements, it's important to keep the feet off the ground. Otherwise you will receive deduction. Just hesitating in that reverse pivot there. Double pike dismount and a big tumble. Just a sour way to finish that routine.
He held that handstand beautifully. Everything looked terrific, and then a real tumble. That's so sad.
You could just see he worked so hard through that routine. Like you've mentioned before, Tom, the fatigue sets in and would have tried to overcompensate on that dismount and just over-rotated.
That's right. P-bars, you'll generally see the athletes performing their very difficult skills up front when they're nice and fresh, and then the arms will slowly fatigue. You can see he's brushed the bar with his hips there. And then towards the tail end of the routine, the skills start to get a little bit simpler, but you have to have a big dismount. It has to be a D value, so you can't hold back in that dismount, and he really went for broke and pulled those legs in too tight. You see it, taking a big spill, 1.0 in deduction, no way to hide that.
Is the pause a little longer than you expect before that dismount?
Everybody at trust, I love you. Peace.
Good on you.
Good sport.
He just seemed to, he held it for a long while, didn't he? Almost like he was thinking about what was about to happen in his dismount.
That's right. He's probably overthinking it there and just really thinking, how can I get some air into my lungs to get this dismount over, and he's coming with a 12.933. That puts him in a 4th place.
4th of 4, though, as that was his position coming in. So he's not going to be troubling the medals today. Hasegawa of Japan. He was a bronze medalist on the pommel horse at the World Cup yesterday.
And big collision there with the bar. That's going to be very costly. And then he also did a dead swing. That's a swing where you don't perform an element at the end of it, which means he's going to get hammered by the judges. Big bend there. He is struggling through this routine. And he knows it as well.
Yeah.
Just.
So he's got 30 seconds to get back on, but he's just also grabbing at that right Achilles.
Yeah, he collected the outside of his heel on that McCoot's, and that stings.
Yeah.
Those bars aren't soft, so not much he can do from here on out just to finish this routine cleanly and hopefully walk away safe. Once again, hitting his foot on the outside of that bar, inside the bar, sorry. Double pike dismount.
Been a very busy World Cup for him. He obviously is fatigued. He just didn't look in the right frame of mind, and he struggled from the onset, didn't he?
That's right. It's a long 4 days and 2 days of qualifying, 2 days of finals to really peak it night after night after night. Takes it out of you.
Yeah, you're right. We can see here just coming a little unstuck, but
Watch him collect the heel there. That's a big, big collision. And he's going to be limping for a few days after that. And this is where he lost it. Just didn't catch that in handstand and couldn't control it down.
It was almost a mental surrender then, wasn't it?
That's right. The finals, if you take a tumble, it's all over.
So Hasegawa is not expecting much from the judges here.
Good to see he's still got a smile on his face.
Yeah, Arashiki's there next to him. And they're obviously mates. He might just rescue Kudinov from finishing 8th in this final.
Is possible. He had 2 falls there, so I think he might find himself in the 8th position at the end of the P-bar finals.
We've got Arakan from Turkey coming up next. He became the first male gymnast to represent Turkey at the Olympic Games. It was in Rio. Save and Morgan's also to come. This must be an horrendous weight when you know the score's going to be abysmal, and you've got the eyes of the world on you, and you're thinking, can I just wander back out? Can I go into the change room? And I'm sure he's not thinking about grabbing a beer, but you know what I'm saying. You know.
Yeah, you just feel like...
Can I go out and relax, please?
Yeah, just feel like finding a shell and sitting inside of it when you perform like that, unfortunately.
Its scores come through 11.466. Yeah, that's what I was expecting. Could have been worse. So now Furhat Arakan of Turkey. He's got some bling on that leotard.
Nice little velvet leotard there. Just taking his time.
Remember, Yu Hao has the lead at 15.066 and Under at 14.633 and Arashiki at 14.066.
Oh, losing it there slightly in that front rise Diamidov. Legs are coming apart. Very difficult element, the Felger to the 1 bar. Such a thin bar to try catch and balance that handstand on. There's the Felger with the half turn. Taking a lot of time in between his elements. The longer you stay on the bars, the more you fatigue, so just needs to shorten down that rest between each element. Sloppy with the legs through some of these skills that he's performing. Almost going for a walk on his hands there. And into the dismount. No consolation, unfortunately. The routine was sloppy from start to finish, and unfortunately he won't be pushing that gold medal spot tonight. He does have a very big, difficult routine, lots of high value elements. You can see their legs are floppy. That'll cost him. Up there, big knee bend, lots of steps through the handstand, each of those steps on the parallel bars. On the handstand, cost you 0.1. Lots of height with the hips in that front rise. Saw the landing the floor earlier and was able to land that one simply. He's happy with the dismount, but he knows he hasn't done enough.
And he'll be followed by Akim Masayev of Kazakhstan, and then the final competitors, the man you saw there in the background, Mitchell Morgans. So this is how they're sitting at the moment. Yu Hao on top, and looking like he may have a vice-like grip on that gold medal. It'll take something special from Masayev or Morgans. Morgans of course, a silver medalist here last year in the high bar. Unda currently in second. Arashiki in third. You expected that the doors ajar at all for Morgans or Masayev?
Morgans may be able to slip into a third place position. Both of them, their difficulties in qualifying were slightly lower than what we've seen from the Chinese and the two Turkish competitors here today.
So they really need to execute well.
That's right.
So 14.366, Arakan from Turkey.
That's right.
That moves him to third.
His difficulty score of 6.5 is really what kept him alive there. His execution down at a 7.8. But like I mentioned, he had a lot of difficult elements in that routine, so he's able to sneak up into that third medal, bronze medal position right now.
With just the two to come. Masayev first, the 19-year-old. It's not Morgan's favourite apparatus. We'll see him in the high bar later this evening. Underway.
Very clean lines. Just missing the hold in that Felger half, and once again another dead swing. So that's a costly mistake. Lots of walking around on the bars here, so he's going to get 0.1s everywhere for those steps. Into the Yamadov. Just the swing elements here, upper bar, front rise into that dismount, and he's popped the hand down, 1.0 deduction. It's not been his night tonight. He had to tumble on vault, and now he is struggling through that P-bar routine.
Yeah, went for a real walk, and the hand hit the floor, the right hand hit the floor, so not his night. He's not going to trouble the current leaders, Yuhao, Unda and Arakan. Are in first, second and third with just the one competitor to go. Australia's Mitchell Morgans, the 26-year-old. Currently being coached down in Canberra, but he was up with you in Brisbane at one stage. He was in Queensland.
That's right, yeah, he used to live with me actually. Moved up to Brisbane. Started in New South Wales originally.
Yep.
And then now he's with Vladimir Vadkin at the RAS.
Which one of you was the most messy? If it was Oscar and Felix, who was who?
Well, it's easy.
I reckon I could answer that one. I bet Mitchell was quite messy.
Well, yeah, I've got the microphone here, so he can't even defend himself.
So Masayev, that disappointing ending to the P-bar routine.
All you can do is try to take the positives out of that and learn from your mistakes when you have a routine like that. Move on to the next apparatus if you're still competing, or the next event, and really try to take as much away from it.
Yeah.
So teammate Tyson Bull there, just helping you prepare those bars. It's always great to have a fellow athlete there to help you out.
We'll see Tyson as well later, of course, on the high bar.
Now it's that added pressure being the last athlete up in the finals. A few competitors before him have fallen off the apparatus. This is the time you really need to get into your own zone and perform the routine you know how to do.
So the bronze medal at the moment is sitting at 14.366 with Arakan of Turkey. The silver at 14.633 with Unda of Turkey. And then you would think a bridge too far is Yuhao with that magnificent score of 15.066 currently with his hands on the goal. Can he produce something special? Mitchell Morgans.
He's going to have to nail this P-bar routine to really edge out that third place there. I think 14.6 and 15.0 is just out of reach for Mitch.
We're still waiting, of course, for Masayev's score before the green light will come, or the green flag will come from the judges.
And you see sometimes the judges taking a little bit of extra time when athletes have fallen. It's difficult to know if they've fallen mid-skill. The judges need to determine what part they...
Whether they completed the skill.
Whether they completed the skill, if they can count that. It's been annoying for the next competitor, though. You have to wait a long time, and being on the podium.
Yeah.
Just waiting for scores to come through.
Which they now have, 12.266. He's in front of just Hasegawa, who of course had a disastrous afternoon. He's down to 11.466, so he's currently in 7th.
Green flag's going up. Let's do it, Mitch.
AC/DC in the background for him.
Unnecessary armband there. To the one, to the half turn there. Felger directly into handstand. That's very nicely performed. Giant Yamanov also beautiful. He can connect this into the one bar heel. He's steadying himself and he's gone for it. Well done, Mitch.
Good response from the crowd as well. Knowledgeable.
Yamanov there. And double pike in the dismount. Small hop and
What a
landing.
routine from the Australian girls.
Yeah, that worked out well for him.
Great routine, and he's really happy with that, as he should be. Put up a difficult routine and a few small errors in there, but I think we'll have to wait and see whether it's enough for a medal.
Yeah, 16.0 was the start value of his qualifying routine, and he added that one bar Healy in there tonight, so the difficulty will be higher. As you can see, the whip it up to handstand. Really difficult to move over to the one side out of that basket or that Felger position that we call it. Giant Yamadov. This one here, just trying to catch that one bar into the center. Healy out of that nicely. Pushing up through the handstand before this double pike. And just a small hop. He should be really proud of himself. It's going to be tight.
There was a split second there where you thought he'd completely nailed that landing. There was just a tiniest little hop at the end. It took him a while to go though, but that's a great routine. The number he's looking to beat to get himself into medal contention is 14.366. So it's a big effort, but as you say, he has increased the value of his routine, so he's added a point, made it more difficult. But whatever happens, he can be very proud of that result, and he's in 4th position, 14.2, 14.366, 14.2. Mitchell Morgan's 4th at this World Cup. That is a simply magnificent performance in anyone's language. There were a few that struggled, yes, but gee, that was a terrific routine, and he'll take so much confidence into the horizontal bar, where of course he was a silver medalist here last year.
That's right, so he had a good chance to shake out the nerves on the parallel bars, and like you said, his #1 event is the horizontal bar.
And let's head down to Steph, who was right alongside all of that. Pretty exciting, Steph.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, that was a high tense final. I've tried to grab some of the athletes. They've all run out the back to already start their recovery. Mitchell Morgan's from Australia. He's first up on the next event final, the high bar. So he's got a jam-packed schedule today. A great final, incredible gymnastics, and I can't wait for the next high bar and floor final.
Yarra, and we're about to crown a new king on the P-bars. What a performance it was from Yu Hao. A really big win. Looked magnificent. Australia's Mitchell Morgan's coming in 4th, but Under held on when he started off first. He held on for a while, but Yuhao came along and just nailed it. And Arakan, the other Turk, takes the bronze. So it's China, Turkey, and Turkey. There's Ali Roseman again coming out as the ambassador and medal presenter with a couple of technical officials.
Former Olympic gold medalist Tomita there as well on the far left, represented Japan.
The winner of the bronze medal.
And the bronze medalist,
Turkey.
Arakan, about to come out. He had a really difficult routine, a difficulty of 6.5. And that was enough to squeeze him past Mitchell
From
Morgan.
Turkey, Ahmet Unda.
Ahmet Unda takes the silver.
Under having the cleanest routine of the night. Highest
And the winner of the
difficulty,
gold
highest
medal.
execution score.
From China, Yu Hao.
So Yuhao was a silver medalist on the rings, and now he's a gold medalist on the P-bars. Wonderful World Cup for him. Bronze in the team event at Rio, and he'll be looking forward to a Olympic berth in Tokyo, and his home World Cup as well. I wonder whether you can take Australian natives into, because you know how you can't bring certain flowers into Australia. I wonder what the rules are. You know, whether Arakan and his teammate can take the Australian natives back to Turkey, or whether Yuhao can take them back to China. I wonder. Very proud moment for him. And of course we're heading to a pretty spectacular climax as the boys pose for some photos. But when you think, you know, I know everyone has their favourite apparatus, but women's floor and high bar to come. What a way to finish.
Yeah, you're really saving the best for last, and the women's floor, one of the most entertaining. There's